Welcome back to Clean for Profit. What's up, Dave? How you doing, man?
Good, bro. A lot going on. We'll talk about it. We'll go through all the things, but ready to chat, bro. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Me too. So, what did you guys do this month? Glass Therapy Clarksville for revenue. Not this month, but
July,
what, July. Yeah.
37,343.50.
Okay. 37. I should have pulled my calculator before this. That was 37,343.50.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. And I am just failing at doing my homework before I hit go on this podcast, but trying to
Well,
pull
I
up
can keep
my.
talking too. For us, that's pretty good for July. July historically is super slow. We're in August now. Now it's August 11th, and we're still actually feeling the slowness of it. School also just started too. But to put it in perspective, as far as last year's growth, last July we did 9,600.
Yeah, geez,
The
that's
year
quite a
the year
difference.
prior.
Okay,
So
so last July we did 12,778, and this July we did 42,833.
let's go.
Now that's I was looking forward to July because that's and I only realized this after, but that's cash collected. We had two jobs, one that was 2,700 and another that was like 1,500 that didn't get paid. Am I doing my math right? I might be a little off, but
They
they
did,
didn't
yeah,
get
they
paid
paid
in
into,
July,
yeah.
but it should have been a record month by 4K roughly. Last month we were going to be like just north of 46K.
Yep.
Our previous record is 44,130, and we did 42,833. So, I'm as sour as I could be for making over 40 grand in a month and not beating my previous record or cracking 50, but oh well.
It's all good,
So,
dude. I mean, that's still amazing.
cool, man. Yeah, so we did 80,176.50 last
Yeah.
month collectively. Not
Sometimes
bad, man.
when I think about it, I'm like, it feels funny even saying that July felt slow with those kind of numbers. Cause I know there's a lot of people who listen that would be like, yo, I would kill to have a $37,000 month.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. I mean, I haven't done the averages on what we've done month over month this year at Sierra Window Cleaning, but I think our average month might be over 50% of our annual revenue from last year, like the whole year. That might not be the case exactly, but yeah, man. We're early into August and we're at 203,000 so far.
Love it.
So
Amazing job.
first time breaking 200. So I'll take it, man. It's a
I
win.
love it. I love it.
I don't, I'll give you more details on kind of what happened in our business, but I'd like to hear, like, do you have any highlights, lowlights from what's going on in your business and your side of the country right now? Like you
Yeah, I
said,
mean,
it
right
feels
now things.
slow.
Yeah, no, I mean, man, it doesn't feel slow. It is the slowest we've ever been right now. Ads for me are not performing. Which, if anyone listening doesn't know where I live, I'm in Clarksville, Tennessee, which is just about 40, 50 miles north of northwest of Nashville. So, I'm actually Colby and I were just looking at just median household income numbers, comparing what his is in California to even where mine is. And, it feels like there's a lot going on in the economy. I don't pay attention to politics, so I'm not gonna even get into, like, details, but it feels like life is expensive. Gas is higher than it's been in a very long time. Food is expensive, housing is expensive, all the things, and I live in an area where what was the median household income for me? 60 something?
In Clarksville, I was trying to do apples to apples, but in Clarksville, the city, it was 60, this is 2023, it was like
Yeah,
66, just shy of 70.
yeah. So, I think that plays a lot into it when things start getting expensive for families. Those are the families in that income level or lower are the first to stop spending money on things that are not a need or a necessity. And to me, that's what it feels like is happening. Because we're down from the 11th of August in 2025, we're down 67%.
Six,
So,
seven, dude. Crazy.
bro,
Sorry.
don't make me do it. You know? So, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't it's stressful to figure out, especially when you got a team to provide for and feed, not just your own
Yeah.
family. So,
What's your team size right now?
right, thank God it's only 4.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've slowed down a little bit as well. I mean, August or July was, our on not on paper, but in terms of work volume, it was our biggest month ever. And then August rather, geez, I'm getting mixed up. I think we're gonna do. I wanted to check this actually. It looks like right now in August we have like 20. We currently have like 25K scheduled. So, we're 10, 11 days into August right now. That's gonna increase by probably 30 or 40%, something like that
yeah.
by the time the month is over. But we've been contracting a little bit as well, man. Actually at this point, we're just back down to Colin and myself for the time being. And like on one hand, I don't know, overall it's a good thing for sure. Dude, growing this much this fast was crazy, and I'm not going to go too much into it because I've talked a lot about it already, but it was more growth than I was expecting, way before I was expecting it. And so a lot of my hiring, vetting, training was very reactive rather than proactive. So I was kind of building the car while I drive it, which isn't usually how I operate. And I think overall is more so how I should operate, like taking action before having a 100% beautifully, fully fleshed out plan. I just need to like
Sure.
try stuff. But then on the other hand, you know, you're not going to do stuff quite as well as you potentially could if you're doing it that way. So that was definitely the case for me. The last guy that we had on board, we were kind of at a place with him where like he was doing good enough to be on a crew with a supervisor, basically. But the amount of work that we had booked this month was not really. Yeah, I could only confidently book more work if he would be able to go out solo on jobs. And he just wasn't there. And we were several months in. So frankly, he should have been by that time. And so we kind of wound things down with him for that reason. And now I've had plenty of other projects that I've wanted to work on from home with the podcast and things that are parallel to the podcast. And I've had time to work on that. Colin's out full time doing his thing. And I've swapped him to a revenue share setup, which has been
When did you do
awesome.
that?
It hasn't been long. It's been a couple weeks now. Yeah, will be a month at the end of this week, basically.
Amazing.
So that's been good so far. It's good for two reasons. The first reason is that he's paid based on productivity, and as a one person crew, it's extremely easy to gauge that. And it's also awesome for me because like my cost is fixed for labor.
Yeah,
To
you always know what it is. It doesn't matter how short or long a job is.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So that's really cool, and we both benefit from being able to make him more productive. So that's been really cool. He's worked for me for a long time, and I've just always paid him hourly, basically. So it's cool to have him more tied to his production right now. And I haven't done the math on this pay period. Last one was weird because a lot of his jobs were tied to the other guy that we had on board, at least for one of the 2 weeks. But
So does that mean they split it?
yeah, I gave him like a little bit more than a 50% split of it since he's very evidently more productive, but it was still split nonetheless. And dude, I think just on the whole, in terms of like total revenue produced, except for when you're maybe on a really, really big job, like
Yeah.
one person crews are technically more lean and high producing per person than two-person crews. There's just more room for wasted time. So, anyways, I had like 3 or 4 points, and that was point number 3. So, my first point, I think, my first takeaway this month was that bigger is not better when it comes to
Yes.
running a home service business. At least it's not a one for one. And I'm as convinced as I've ever been that I don't want to grow to, a $10 million business a year. That's for sure. I told you about this, but there's this guy that's been kind of popping up on the pressure washing pages more recently. His name's Chris Cook. Super solid guy. I actually reached out to him cold to just kind of like have a chat. He was generous enough to hop on a call with me. And I mean, these guys are doing millions and millions of dollars a year in revenue. And it was wild just hearing him articulate the kinds of things that he's thinking about when it comes
Mm.
to like
A
having
company
multiple
that
branch.
size.
Yeah, a company that size, like yeah, drawing a line that fat, that large. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just as convinced from that call, not that it was like, it wasn't off-putting. It was awesome. Chris is a really great guy. I think he's super solid. And I'm convinced that if you wanted to grow your business to a scale like that and like push the gas really hard, a guy like Chris is probably a super solid guy to engage with in like something like a coaching relationship or something. But yeah, that interaction just made me realize like, oh, okay, cool. Like I don't have to do this. So anyways, that's been like
100%.
kind of a relief. And that's not to say that we don't want to grow, but focusing on excelling at the size we currently are by increasing profit margins, by making sure that every single technician that we have is producing as much as they can before growing is going to lead, in my opinion, to the highest employee satisfaction, the most profits, the happiest clients, all of the above. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I prefer that to scale at all cost. So
I
anyway,
love
I'll
it.
shut up for a second, hear what you have to say. But
Yeah, no, I mean, I still, I still go back and forth on whether or not that's even a size that I want to get to. I don't know.
I think that I don't know if it's so common to just have that be the default. Like you start a business to, it's like a Hormozy thing. Like you start a business to get to 100 million. That's like his brand is like 100 million fill in the blank, which, I don't think is a bad thing. It's certainly is a good hook, catches attention, etc. It catches more attention usually than $100 or $100,000 offers, for
Yeah.
example.
Yep.
But I think, it's is it Tuesday or Wednesday? It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's Tuesday. We tried this on Sunday and my internet wasn't working. And
Yeah.
one thing that you said, which is like, no duh, is like everybody wants to grow to 10 million or whatever in their business. And almost nobody wants to grow into 10 million, if that makes sense. It's like,
Yep.
I think everybody wants to be there, but you know, if you don't count the cost before you build the house, you're going to be sorely surprised when the cost is kind of presented to you. And I got a little taste of that this season. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it takes from you, right? A tremendous amount. And I'm not going to even pretend like I know what it's like and what it takes from you when you're running it on a multi-million-dollar level. Also, in this industry, man, you're talking, there's very few home service business owners that are doing millions and millions of dollars a year. Like, there's not a lot of Tommy Mellos out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Does he run the home service? What is
I
it?
can't
I think
remember
it's
what he
literally called
runs.
like the Home Service Business Podcast or something. Does he do garage doors?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I think he owns like is it A1 garage
Yeah,
door or
yeah, yeah,
something, and
yeah.
then
Dude, I was listening to a
he's
podcast.
big in the chimney industry as
Okay.
well. Yeah.
I was listening to he had a podcast recently with Kevin O'Leary, like Mr.
Mm,
Wonderful.
yep.
And he's talked like I really like that guy because he's obsessed with KPIs, which I really like that nerdy stuff. But do they have 25,000 jobs a week that they do across their businesses? 25,000 jobs a week. What?
I think it's crazy when we do like 20.
I know. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I know. It's
20 jobs.
insane. It's like it's crazy that it's crazy to even think of working at that scale. So, yeah.
And the amount of people that it takes to make that happen.
Yeah. I mean, just the need for like a really sophisticated acquisition funnel for employees and the HR behemoth behind all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what just payroll is. I wonder just what they pay in card processing fees every year.
I mean, you could probably just assume get card processing fees. That's funny. I mean, you could always try to assume payroll. I mean, if a company does 300 million a year, you could just you could say 25-30% of that is payroll.
Dude. Yeah, I think the biggest thing, it's Colin and I, being just a two-person team now, are really looking forward to the rest of the year.
Hang on, pause for a second. I just did some funny math. Let's just say a company that does $300 million a year in revenue. Let's just say 30% is going to payroll. That's 90 million a year. And if you break that out in a per day cost, that's $246,000 a day.
Okay. So like what we want to make all of this year.
every day.
Yeah, for sure. Jeez, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that is insane, dude. Yeah, it's crazy to even think of operating at that level
yeah.
when I'm like, oh, should I spend 50 or $75 a day on ads?
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah,
I really hope I did my math right, because if I didn't, someone's gonna listen to this and rip me to shreds.
yeah, I'm too lazy to do it myself, so
Yeah,
I'm just gonna trust you,
that's okay.
and
We'll see what happens.
we'll have you take the hit for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that with like the rev share situation, like the growing, we might have to reevaluate something like that, like how it's split up with Colin and a trainee. But for the rest of the season, I'm not really worried about it. And to be honest with you, I'm not super worried about growth in general for the rest of the season. You know, we're in August now, and we've never done this much volume, so I've never really noticed seasonal fluctuations except for the extremes. But as far as I can tell, like post 4th of July through like at least a few weeks after school gets back in is kind of a lull in this industry because I just think people are done with vacation mode, but they're not like chilling. They're getting ready for the school
for
year.
sure. Yeah,
They're getting ready to like go back to work full time. They're not taking vacations anymore, etc. So I anticipate that August and a good chunk of September is going to be slower than the rest of the year, and then late September through February will pick up to a certain extent. And we're also going to be doing a seasonal ad push in the coming like 4 to 6 weeks for gutter cleaning. So what I really would like to do with that is to do an ad push that's specific to like booking your gutter cleaning early and then getting those all scheduled through
love it.
like when the slow season may or may not be for us, you know, November, December, January, something like that, so that we can have enough revenue to, you know, continue doing our thing. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, we're not a $10 million business. I don't need to trip over like, you know, I have 50 employees to pay every 2 weeks for the entire slow season. Like at the end of the day, I want my business to serve me and not the other way around. And so, you know, Colin and I are both kind of in a mindset of like, hey, we did really good this season. Like, let's keep Colin working. Let's keep a paycheck coming to him. But at the same time, like he's going to be taking every other Monday off for the rest of the slow season. I'm
Yeah,
taking most Fridays off, and honestly, I mean, my schedule this week I have 2 working days, so it's a good switch up after how insane the how insane the first half of this year was.
yes, yeah.
So, you got anything else? I got one more thing I wanted to bring up, but
No, man, what do you got? I want to hear it.
I actually posted a. It's Tuesday. I'm gonna post this same day, so we got 2 episodes
Sweet.
going live this week for the first time. But I'm really looking forward to recurring revenue and reoccurring job bookings. The difference being like, you know, recurring is like somebody signs up, it draws monthly, and you show up at whatever cadence. We have that more fleshed out on our end on what we want that to look like. But, you know,
Yeah,
in our market, I think reoccurring job bookings are even more powerful because of how custom a lot of our customers are. You know, yesterday Colin did $1,000 water fed pole job, and today, you know, he did a $900 gutter cleaning job.
wow.
So it's like they're not exactly like apples to
Yeah,
apples, but I've given him some really basic instructions and scripts over the last like the last week, and we've been doing really well with just getting bookings on the calendar before leaving the appointment that we're at. So that's
so
been amazing.
booking their next job, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
And I talked about this yesterday extensively, so I won't go into it too much, but it's like that's the cheapest time to rebook. And it's the most, like, it's the highest close rate you're ever going to have because the client is as happy as they've been. They're already engaged. You've already, like, had them answer the phone, so to speak. You don't
Yep.
have to text them. You don't have to call them 3 times and leave a voicemail. You know, he did that $1,000 window cleaning job yesterday. That one's kind of a recurring job. We're doing
Yep.
that again in 3 months. And then he did the gutter cleaning job. It's August 11th. We have them scheduled for August 11th, 2027.
Love
So
it.
I already know that day, like we're going to be like, if Colin gets a tiny little job, we got $1,000 day, 365 days from now, which is like, talk about a weight off of your back when it's
Yeah,
like,
100%.
we're good. bro.
Yeah.
We're good.
It's just the difference between being proactive and reactive.
Yeah, totally. Totally. And I've been reactive for forever. I mean, I've got a client list of like 400 people that have been served over the last 12 months that just like otherwise aren't all that engaged with
Yep.
us. So just trying to
Yep.
fix that, man, because like over the last week, for every $1,000 that we've had booked this week, we've rebooked about 750 of it. So it's
Yep.
like, I mean,
Yeah.
come on. Why wouldn't you be? That'd be the dumbest thing to not be doing at this point. So
Yep.
yeah, man. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, not too shabby. So, well, dude, I hope it picks up for you. It sounds like stuff just fell off a cliff. You've been
Me
doing
too.
driveway sealing or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Concrete
Well,
sealing as well?
dude, the driveway ceiling, that saved us for a while. I mean, because it was it was towards June where the ads started struggling a lot. And we were like, you know what, let's add another service. And then I launched the concrete ceiling, and that took off. But from what I've learned in even the concrete ceiling stuff is a lot of people do that in the fall. They get their driveways sealed in the fall when it's colder. I think the primary reason for that is the sealer dries better and cures better on a driveway in temperatures that are like 60 and below. And to be honest, when it's really hot, if the concrete's above 90 degrees, you can't even put sealer on. It'll literally just stay wet.
Interesting.
So it's also more of a fall thing. And when we started it in June, it was like people do it in the fall and then early spring only. And I think we hit the tail end of the market there.
Well, yeah, I guess hopefully that's a light at the end of the tunnel because like we're definitely off the peak of window cleaning season. I think we'll have another like false peak like we usually do, like going into late summer, early fall. But hopefully that can sustain more of a sustained peak for you. You guys don't do gutters, do you?
I mean, we will when we're desperate,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
you know,
Yeah,
like if someone
I'll
called
do
now and
anything.
said, we want a gutter cleaning, I'd be like, we're on it. We'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, just don't go stand out on the corner or anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
buddy.
No.
Just call me if you need help first.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, like my guys don't like doing gutters. I don't like doing gutters.
Yeah, that kind of
And we give people two options. We will either just come and spray it all out of your gutters and let it land in your lawn or wherever. And we'll blow it off of like any hardscape stuff. And that's the cheapest way to do it. Or we'll bag it up and remove it off your property for you. And we charge more for that.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, I've only ever done the bag up, dude. I have a hard time. Like, I get it. Like, maybe you can let your clients be cheap and just do the blowout thing, but like, it
Man,
hurts to leave a
I'll
job
tell you.
like that for me.
No, it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
It hurts, but you'd be surprised. And those $60,000 household income people,
Yeah, yeah, no, I get it.
they're usually for it. Some would be like, no,
Yeah.
I just need you to get it done. I'll pick it up.
Well, and that's the last thing. I mentioned this in the podcast yesterday too, is that I think we're going to go kind of hard on gutter cleaning in really specific markets so that before we leave that house, even though it's the dead of winter or late fall or whatever, we do an estimate on their house for window cleaning and we get it booked for
Yeah.
like the early spring before like peak season, March, April, May. So yeah, I think that all those things combined are going to be really good for 27. So
I
yeah,
agree,
man.
bro. No, it's good.
Sweet. Right on, you guys. That is the monthly recap. We got it in a little late this month, but thanks for hanging in there. We'll see you in the next one.
Let's do it.